It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Pole in 126 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races. His second this season. He previously had one at his home track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Kyle, you were in here earlier this afternoon and didn't seem like your car was what you want it to be, yet you go out and get the pole for Sunday's race. Talk about how you were able to accomplish that.
Well, first off, hello? Am I on? Oh, okay. I'm on. First off, the guys on the team did an awesome job for me to work on it. You know, I talked to Addington after practice, and we kind of made some strategy moves that we might want to make some adjustments to and see what we could learn with the car and try to make some changes for qualifying. It was only 2 laps, so, you know, we knew that we had to learn something and try something. So whatever it was, it worked. Not sure exactly what he did, but they just put it back up on scales and went back through it, and hopefully they found something that was either just a little bit off or changed something that we actually did learn something. So got to put it to the guys on this M&M's Toyota team with JGR that just did it for us.
All right, let's take questions now for Kyle Busch, our pole sitter. If you have one, raise your hand. Questions. We got a couple on that side over there. Go ahead.
David Poole, Charlotte Observer. Last week, they put some stuff in your engine that if it had worked, it would have been great. Do you feel like, I mean, I know they've gone back to the sort of tried and true stuff. Do you feel like that maybe if you had that stuff last week, you would have only won by, say, half a lap as opposed to a whole lap? I mean, have you thought about, dang, maybe we pushed the envelope too far? It's not like we've been getting killed all year. I mean,
well, if you look at the tracker back on qualifying here today, you know, I was gaining through the corner on Casey, and then once I hit the straightaway, it started going back. I went from, I think, being up 0.06 coming off of 2 to being equal to or behind 0.08 going into turn 3. And then I gained 0.04 coming out of turn 4. That's what I was ahead of Casey again, and that came all the way back down to like 21 ahead, 0.021 or something like that. So, you know, there's definitely some areas of the straightaway that we need to improve on, obviously, and we felt like we had a great package there last weekend, and that thing definitely hummed down the straightaway, but you know, just didn't make it the whole distance that we needed it to. So I feel like those guys are going to make some serious gains in the engine department because that's where we need to head. That's the direction we need to be in, and we just got to make it live, make it last, and you know, hopefully here soon we can come out with it.
Go ahead.
Monty Dutton, Gaston is it. Kyle, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has often, maybe not so much this year, but was when he was struggling, he has said that, he said on the one hand he'd say, I think I'm as good as anybody out there. I'm the best guy out there. On the other hand, then he'd say, I think in this business, if you don't think you're the best, you got no business being there. Well, it's a little bit different, and it's hard for you to say this without sounding sort of immodest. But do you think that's important when you go out there to think you're the best? Do you go out there and get in that car and say, I'm the best guy out there?
Well, I you know, there's been certain characters that have said that over recent years that that you have to be there. You have to think that you're the best, otherwise there's no reason for you to be out there. But you know, to be honest with you, I'd like to think the same thing, yeah, that I'm the best and that's the only reason I should be out there is because I am. But there's plenty of other guys out there that are just as good, if not a little bit better than I am. You know, you've got Jeff Gordon, who's been here for a few years, that's definitely always been up top and running up front. And you've got Jimmy Johnson, who's been that way. Tony Stewart's really good. Denny Hamlin. I can go on. Matt Kenseth, I think, is probably one of the most tried and true, most unrecognized, talented guys out there. You know, and so to think of all the other guys that you can name, it's immense. You know, you got Casey Kane, you got Craig Biffle. I can go on probably, but that's the reason why we're all here is because we are the best of the best, and you know, we're the best stock car racers, or the best 43 that get to race every Sunday.
Jeff Gluck from NASCAR Scene. Just curious, the numbers you were talking about before, are those the stuff that you went back and saw on TV, or do you have something that tells you where you are in comparison to Kane? You know, you're talking about up and down.
Yeah,
that
was the speed tracking deal that we saw on TV.
So you had it on TiVo or something in your hauler?
Yeah.
You go back and watch it afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Question over here. Claire's got a question.
Claire B. Lang, XM. I guess a lot of times when you get the pole, you don't get to enjoy it. You're back out racing in the truck or whatever, and now you get a day off. What are you going to do with it to kind of relish that you're the pole sitter for the Coke 600?
I don't know. I was thinking about going into the shop tomorrow and working on my late model stuff and trying to do some of that, caught up on that stuff. But not sure. If the day's nice, maybe I'll go out on the lake again. I don't know. It seemed to work yesterday, so maybe that'll work again here coming up for Sunday, or Saturday or Sunday. But all in all, I mean, it's definitely pretty cool to have a day off to be able to relish and enjoy it a little bit. But you can't do that too much because you got to stay humble in this deal and get back to work and get busy for Saturday for me, because we're going to be working with the Cup car and practicing and stuff, getting ready for the 600, but also the nationwide race where we've got to qualify and race.
A couple questions over here. So, okay, we'll go here, and then we got two over here. Go ahead.
Jay Pennell, HardcoreRaceFans.com. In the All-Star race, we saw you go out there and just dominate the first segment, lead a whole lot of the second one before you had your problems. Starting from the pole, are we going to see that again on Sunday? Are you just going to go out there, or do you think the competition is going to be a little bit more even?
Well, I think that the competition probably be a little bit better because we've had a little bit more track time. I think Casey's pretty good. Obviously, I said that earlier where I wasn't quite expecting him to be as good as he was today in practice, but he was right up there, and then he qualified right up there too. I think he's second. So I feel like Casey's going to be pretty good. But I think whoever gets out front, it seems as though that you kind of get out there and guys get stuck behind you. You just can't make a move. You can't get passing and stuff. So I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see how that plays out here on Sunday. And if it does look like it, the same thing in the All-Star race, then fortunately I'm the one that's starting up front, and I can go out there and lead some laps and get some bonus points hopefully, and have a good solid 600.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mike Cranston with the Associated Press, to your left, Kyle. The old $50 bill is kind of an old superstition. How did you know about that, and were you pretty certain you weren't going to take that from Humpy?
Well, let me ask you a question. Is it bad luck?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. See, somebody come up to me and says, "No, it's not bad luck," and they said it was a $2 bill, and I'm like, "No, the 50 is too." Both are. Okay, see, both are. I learned something from being a Vegas boy. Anyway, he tried giving me he did give me $50 technically. Because last week, when we were here testing, he took a $100 bill out of his pocket, cut it in half, and then signed the half to me, and then he kept the other half. He said that I get the other half if I win the 600. So, and then today, he was out on pit road, and he took a 50 out of his pocket, and then he was signing it, and I'm just like, dude, I don't want that. And then he gave it to one of my crew guys, and I'm like, don't take that. So I put it back in his pocket. So now I want to know where it's at, because he ain't here. He left early. So, Humpy, I want my $50. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to make a 20, a 20, and a 10 out of it. So then it's fair.
It wasn't a real 50, was it? Was it one of his Humpy dollars?
No, it was a real 50. Yeah, his 100 that he gave me too was a real 100. So I got to tape that thing back up and see if I can't cash it. If I win the 600.
We got one here. Tom, then we'll go Dustin, then Claire.
Hi, Kyle. Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com. This might sound like sort of a flippant question, but all the times you've been in here, in all the series that you've been in, do you ever walk out of here and go, how come nobody's asked me about, are there any topics pertaining to racing that we haven't asked you about this year?
No. I don't. I'm trying to think of something, and I just can't think of it right now. To be honest with you, I don't have any. I mean, you guys have pretty much answered them all, like all the fan stuff, and then all the junior stuff, and everything else that's kind of gone on in my life, or racing life, I should say. But besides all that, I mean, it's pretty much been handled here, and there's no perfect time for me to bring up a topic that hasn't been discussed, and I just don't have one.